Why do we think there are still so many chief executives in housing who are male, pale and stale, given the number of BAME colleagues in the sector? And I think there's been a couple of questions asking that, so be interested in your views. Perhaps if we start with you, Greg.
Well, it's not just in housing, is it? It's in other sectors as well. You know, you look in pretty much any sector, and you'll see a lack of diversity and a lack of representation. Should we expect better in housing and charities, social care? Yes, of course we should. A lot of it, I think, may be down to boards and to people selecting others who look like themselves, think like them. I mean, the sorts of issues we were touching on earlier in the presentations. Organizations need to be confronted with reality. I mean, now, as I was saying, now is an excellent time to be doing it, while it is so much in the news and in recognition.
I would agree with Greg in the fact that I think a lot of it is a feeling of comfort, a feeling of confidence that comes naturally, and I think in lots of cases it's laziness, and I think it's laziness from the point of view of this could be different, this is going to be too hard, we don't have the energy for it, which is just complete nonsense.
I'm going to be brutally honest. I think we're talking about it now because it's in fashion, because we've been forced to think about it. The LM movement and the issues that we've seen this summer have made people think about it, because 15, 20 years ago wasn't really an issue, was it? We got on with it, and lots of white men of a certain age got the chief executive roles, and that was okay. Nobody really said anything about it. All of a sudden we've realized, hang on, you've created a system here where I can never get there. I can now. How do I get to the point of being the top dog? It's wouldn't say impossible, but it's getting pretty damn hard, and that's not fair. And the realization of that has dawned on everybody of, oh, hang on a second, we can't allow this to keep happening, and it's not fair for this to keep happening. So I'm not sure I agree with some of the rhetoric around, it's the right thing to do and all the rest of it. It was the right thing to do a long time ago. We're only just dealing with it now because we have to.
And I know I'm talking from personal experience with my informal network, so that I'll have these kind of conversations, but I haven't been confident as a black woman to have this talk about this openly. It's only as a result of the and what happened in May with George Floyd, that you have the confidence that you feel that because it's out in the open, you can discuss this candidly without fears of reprisal for anything. So, yeah, I guess as a black woman in the sector, and I'm talking from conversations that I've had with other executives, black and Asian minority ethnic executives, that they now do feel confident about talking about this openly and candidly without fear of reprisal. So, yeah.
The one thing I'd add, and I think Greg touched on it earlier as well, is we need a lot of allies in this process. If we're always underrepresented, then it can't come down to those individuals themselves to break the ceilings and whatever else it's going to be. It just isn't enough critical mass to do that. So where are those chairs, those chief executives who are going to say, you know what, I'll stand up for you. I'll put my hand up for you. Don't worry, I'll take you under my wing. And we talked about, and again, I think it was Lesley that mentioned about the mentoring figure. 80% that feel that they haven't got a mentor or somebody they can turn to. That's where people like myself or Tundi or anybody else here can come into play and say, okay, I'll do it for you. We get to speak to all of these different clients across the sector, so we have a good understanding of what you're going to need to do to get through in your career. I'll help you. I'll put my hand up, I don't mind. So that's something that we need to look at for sure, is to put people on the spot now and say, what are you doing? What are you doing to help us?